Welcome back everyone, and as you can see, today I have the Lufthansa A340-300 from Gemini Jets for you. Of course, this is the one from the recent October releases in the new livery. Super excited to look at this model, my first Gemini Jets A340. So I would say we'll go straight to the review. And like always, I start off each review by looking at the box of this model. You have basically just a regular Gemini Jets box, but in silver, as they do with all their Lufthansa models. Looks super cool, the silver, really. Other than that, it's the same Gemini Jets box as always. You can open it up, you can see the aircraft, and you have some very nice information. Really love that aspect, and the silver just makes it pop. So it looks amazing. I wish Gemini Jets would do something like that for every airline. Another color would look absolutely amazing. So this box, amazing. You have the information. You do not have just a dull blue, but this silver that really shines. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. They could have done a little bit more, some more interesting elements on the box, but still pretty good. Then we move on to the mold of this aircraft, and with most molds, one of the most important parts for me is always how the nose looks. That gives a good impression on how the mold is. Now, the nose is pretty good. They have not quite nailed the shape of the A340, A330 nose, but it is pretty close. Other than that, the mold looks pretty good. It's nothing sensational, but not bad either. Now, the angle of the wings is a little steep. It's not as extreme like on their 737, for example, but it is noticeable. The engine, though, very good size. The tail also looks nice. Yeah, not much complaints. Now, the antennas, as always, could have been modeled a little bit nicer on the Gemini Jets models, but you have your Wi-Fi hub. Everything is great there. Not much to say about. If you look at the underside of the aircraft, once again, it's not sensational, but it is pretty good. Really, I do not have a lot of complaints with this mold. It is not perfect, but it's not terrible either, so I think a 7 out of 10 is fair. Next up, of course, we're going to take a look at the landing gear of this model. Now, the landing gear, it looks alright. Detail-wise, they're okay. I mean, the main landing gear even tilts. They do not roll that well, especially the middle landing gear. The middle of the fuselage does not roll very nicely. Other than that, I don't have much complaints. You know, regular Gemini Jets landing gear, they're not great. Detail is alright, nothing special. So I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. They could definitely improve on the landing gear. So the last thing I'll take a look at is the overall quality and the quality of the printing and everything like that. Now the printing itself looks good. The livery is also represented very nicely. The shade of dark blue and yellow seems alright that I have used for this model. Looks very good, very accurate. Build quality too, actually, I have to say, is pretty good. One engine, the number 2 engine, is not attached that nicely. It hangs downward a little bit, but other than that, pretty good. Now on the underside of the aircraft, you have very nice printing, good detail. Gemini Jets have been doing well on that. Just look at the engines. The engines look amazing how they're printed. Very nice there. Yeah, then one horizontal stabilizer is not attached that nicely. It is a little upwards, but that's no big deal. Then you have a little tiny mistake on the printing on the tail of the aircraft, but nothing major either. Then a lot of people have complained about the color of the Wi-Fi box. Now that is actually correct. I did look at some pictures. It has that kind of dark gray, so that's correct. Very nice model, I would say. 8 out of 10 for the quality. Now let's look at every single score again to determine the final rating. So for the box, we had a 4 out of 5. Mold was a 7 out of 10. Landing gear 3 out of 5. Overall quality was a 8 out of 10, giving the model a total of 22 out of 30, which of course gives it its final rating of 7.5 out of 10. Looking at our leaderboard to see where it puts this model. Now, it is better than the Swiss 777, the Phoenix one for sure. It's not quite as good as the EasyJet A350, although pretty close. So for the moment, I'll give it position 25. Still pretty good from Gemini Jets this time around. Now I'll give you my personal opinion on this model, and I have to say I was not going to pick this model up at first, but I did. I don't really know why, but I did. Just wanted to see how the Gemini Jet's A340 is, and I was surprised. It is a good model, and I can honestly say I recommend this model. With Gemini Jets, a lot of times you get a model that's not quite as good, that you maybe just do not have another choice, and be like, alright, I'm gonna get the Gemini Jets one because there's no NG or JC version of it. But this time around, I really have to say Gemini Jets did a good job. Now the mold is not perfect. Nothing about the model really is perfect, but it is a decent model, and I can truly recommend you this model if you want it for your collection. With all of that said, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this model, if you ordered it or not. And yeah, thank you very much. Have a great start to your week. See you next time. Goodbye.